And we're live. Welcome to Hot Takes, everybody. It is I, vaporwave curator and personality, and DJ Young SHIRO, along with my co-host, Roge Corp. Say hello to everybody, Roge Corp.
Yo, what's up?
Back from the dead. We got Roge in the house. We fix your screen capture there. Guys, we've got an excellent episode ready for you tonight. Thanks in no small part to Roge Corp for pulling chillwave legend Brothertiger. So for old guys like me and young guys like Roge, if you like early 2010s retro-infused indie rock, Brothertiger is for you. If you are a fan of the newer kind of chill synthy, kind of gentler synthwave with vocals, if you like hotel pools, home resonance, that sort of thing, Brothertiger is for you. If you're not already a fan, you will be, I swear to you, by the time this episode is up. Insane guest pull on this one. That's right, Dreaming Diary. I am pinching myself that we're going to be joined tonight by Brothertiger. We got some ground rules and some things to let y'all know before we get started. I'm experimenting with some audio levels tonight. If the music's too hot, if my mic... Actually, I'm going to turn myself down a hair. Let me know if I'm not loud enough at any point during the episode. But most importantly, and I didn't tell you this, Brothertiger, he's waiting in the wings. At any given moment during this episode, what you and Roge have to say is more important than anything I have to say. I'm happy to take back seat. This is like our 94th episode, so if I'm too loud at any point, y'all let me know. If Brothertiger needs to go up, just say something in the chat. Keep it going in the chat. Be sure to have some fun side conversations. Be kind to each other. Have some spicy takes and some questions ready for Brothertiger at 9:30 Eastern. But keep it kind, no punching down. And you can punch up, but it better be way above your weight class. No sexism, racism, homophobia, transphobia, or xenophobia on Hot Takes. Thank you very much, by the way, for my mods that are here tonight. For all the regulars and new chatters, we are excited to see you here. It's going to be a good one. We're going to start tonight out with some recommendations. I've got a few things that I've been, listening to, and I've been in the crates. I've got some recs that I want to make sure that you guys are hip to, and I want to start with something that is comfortable for our general audience, and that's going to be something kind of vaporwave adjacent. I have to shout out Luxury Elite for this one. She said it before I even said it. We had Miami Nights 1984 on the show last year, and Miami Nights 1984, if you're not aware, is more of an outrun kind of synthwave artist. He was around in the early 2010s, just making that the very it wasn't stereotypical at the time, but if you think of a stereotypical neon outrun track, that was Miami Nights 1984. He kind of helped pave that way, along with NPM soundtracks, Electric Youth in college. But he's also a bit of a vaporwave fan, and he made an album that he dropped really recently that Lux has already linked in the chat. It's called Cosmopolis, and what he did was he basically made a synthwave album, and then he pitched it down and kind of slowed it down, and he put it on tape, and then, as I understand it, re-recorded the tape so that it kind of has that warped quality to it that a lot of artists in the chill synth scene and a lot of vaporwave artists have. And so if you're a fan of kind of darker, more pitched down outrun synthwave, or if you like vaporwave that's original compositions, or you enjoy stuff like the track that's playing right now by Hello Meteor, check out Cosmopolis by Miami Nights 1984. Thanks for the follow, Pastel Beach Music. Moving along, I want to recommend...
Oh yeah, what's up,
Pastel Beach Music. Speaking of stuff that's a little along the synthwave pastiche, there's an artist who's been making kind of I don't want to say Ibiza tinged, or is it Ibiza, however it's pronounced, but very Balearic kind of infused synthwave since the mid 2010s, called Medsound. Medsound was never one of those artists that you'd find on those super super synthwave comps, but they make music that's just really kind of like a Tropicalia type of synthwave that I've always really liked. Just great with melodies. There's a lot of guitar work that's included in MedSound's work, and I just recently bought and listened to the album Beach Life by MedSound. It's a little left field if you're used to stuff, like Gunship or The Midnight, but honestly, if you like those sounds and you'd like there to be a little bit of like a Balearic kind of beach vibe, it's literally in the name, Beach Life by MedSound. Check that out. I can co-sign. I want to push you guys a little outside your comfort zone, as I usually do, and recommend an artist called Max Dollhouse. Max Dollhouse I discovered thanks to Orange. It was either Orange Milk or it was Hausu Mountain. I can't remember which one. It's one of those kind of vapor-adjacent experimental. I think it was actually Hausu Mountain. So shout out Fire-Toolz, Angel Mark Lloyd for the recommendation. Max Dollhouse released an album called Atari Overdrive, and I swear it's on Hausu Mountain, and it is some of the most brutal, deconstructed club music that I've heard in a dog's age. Guy in our server named Frozen Babylon likes industrial music a lot. I can't stand industrial music, but there's this cool overlap where, like, if you like stuff like Ministry or Skinny Puppy, or you like Sophie or Arca, you probably will like Atari Overdrive by Max Dollhouse. It's very bombastic, very like lacking in melody. It's all just searing, servo-esque electronic sounds and just brutality. So check out Max Dollhouse's Atari Overdrive, and then check out the rest of the stuff on Hausu Mountain, or at least the stuff by Fire-Toolz and her aliases. That's enough talking from young SHIRO. Roge Corp, what do you got on your mind tonight for hot takes?
Well, I do got one thing on my mind. I had a hard time thinking of one this week, actually, but I did come up with one. My hot take, I know Discord's a good place to, promote yourself, and all these servers have self-promo. Which is okay to use, but in my opinion, I think it's a little cringe and off-putting if you hop into these servers only to use self-promo. Instead of, just stay what's up in some of the channels, kind of interact with who you're advertising to, and become a part of a community. Just don't pop in just to, drop a link to you and you saying, don't say nothing, I guess I have this expectation to get a bunch of support, I guess, just be a part of the community. Don't be that guy, just self-promo.
I've said it many times, man. I'm not one to toot my own horn, but part of the way that I got any sort of connections in this scene was just being kind to people, man, and being generous and buying their work and shouting them out and sending them nice messages. Your iTunes Now Playing thing is missing in action. Yikes. Thanks for letting me know. The power of kindness and support and celebration and platforming of people that deserve it is really underrated. Kindness is not a weakness, man.
Yeah, it's okay to promo, but get to know the people that you're surrounded with in these spaces, and be a part.
What would you say to people who don't know what to say? Like, maybe they're shy or they don't know how to make friends in an online space. Like, before we bring our guest on, you are very, very good at connecting with people. Like, you have some sort of je ne sais quoi. What is the secret sauce? What do you recommend people do if they want to make friends and be a part of community?
Good question. I started in George Clanton's server, and then I hopped in the hot takes and hotel pools, and then started my own. So I don't know, just kind of, for me, it just kind of popped in small talk in these servers, and then eventually just created my own space, which kind of helped out a lot, I guess. I don't know, just pop in, be cool, be chill.
Damn.
People like you. You know, it's a pretty open-minded, welcoming community for the most part. So, and I'm sure there's more communities like that other than vaporwave.
Well, it's a lot of people in our scene that are, very lonely or feel misunderstood.
Yeah.
A lot of neurodivergent people don't really know how to make friends or talk to people, and a lot of us suffer from more anxiety, or we're more neurodivergent than you guys think we are. So in being a part of the conversation and praising other people and speaking kindly about other people when they're not there to hear you.
Yeah.
And just helping when you go to a show, like helping set up and tear down when you can, it just goes way further than you think it does.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, thank you for that. I thoroughly agree. But we want to know what our illustrious guest for the night thinks about that. He has his own Discord server, and if you guys haven't linked it in chat, put that shit in there. If anyone is part of the Brothertiger Discord server, put that in the chat, please. If you weren't around in the early 2010s, well, let's assume you were, right? Because let's talk to the old guys in chat too. If you were around in the early 2010s, there was Neon Indian, Toro y Moi, Washed Out, Small Black, and there was Brothertiger. All right, the big 3, 4, 5 were there. Okay, and if you liked gentle, vintage sound fonts and kind of like a kinder, like more bedroom produced indie rock, Brothertiger was who you wanted to be listening to. And if you right now in the mid 2020s, it's hard to believe it, we're in the mid 2020s. If you like stuff that takes inspiration from Tycho, home of Home Resonance fame, Hotel Pools. If you like gentler, more melodic synth music, right? They call it chill synth, right? But it's a little overused. If you like that kind of stuff, and you're not already a fan of Brothertiger, what are you doing? So at the end of the day, we landed this guy for hot takes, and we are incredibly excited to get to know his likes and dislikes, and hopefully hear a hot take or two tonight. Brothertiger, would you go ahead and unmute yourself, please, brother?
What's up?
Welcome to Hot Takes, my guy.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
It's an honor. What do you think about what Roge Corp had to say? He mentioned in Discord specifically, but like on a broader note, people who really just kind of show up to spaces to self-promote and don't really engage.
Yeah, I get that. Especially in today's day and age. I think it really matters, like what you put into something is more than just like, just like your own creative pursuits. It's like you want to support other people, obviously. It's really important. Very good point.
I agree for sure. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, I try to put myself in other people's shoes and try to see it from their perspective. And maybe some people aren't aware that they're coming off that way, but I think that gentle admonishment goes a long way. So thank you for that, Roge.
Yeah. It's a tough thing because the internet being the way it is now, it's like it's a selfish world now. Just everyone's just out for themselves for the most part. So it's hard to find the genuine internet relationships with people. And when you can find them, it's really special, especially when you find a community of people who are all kind of doing the same thing you're doing. But it's very hard to find, I think, and it's getting harder. So if you can find it, that's great. If you found it already, it's awesome.
Man, I'm bursting with questions for you. As you know, I've been a fan for ages, but let's turn the time back. What I'd like to know about you, John, is what was the first piece of music that you remember in early childhood that moved you or that resonated with you to the point where you were like, okay, music is my thing?
The first thing, it would probably be there's a band from Scotland called the Proclaimers. they did a song called 500 miles.
Oh yes,
I
okay.
would walk 500. Yeah,
Yep.
my mom had
Classic.
the CD of that when we were kids, and like just plenty of hits on there. A lot of really good hits on there. But my sister and I would just listen to that album nonstop, just because. I mean, obviously because of that song, but there was a lot of other good songs in there, and I'm not really sure why it was so pivotal, but it was just like we were just rifling through my parents' CD collection, and that was one that we always kind of went back to. Yeah, it was a good one. Still is.
It is. Very cool. I love that.
Oh yeah, classic.
Classic track.
Yeah, that was early on, so I guess maybe a little bit later, like, you know, tell us about, like, you know, when you're starting to, you know, on the road to getting into like the chillwave side, and I guess the softer electronic, or was there something else that, you know, made you want to, you know, when you first started making the music you wanted to make?
Yeah, so for that, that was probably not till high school. I was always kind of like into like grade school, elementary school, junior high. I was always into like kind of classic rock, and then and then I got into high school, and my friend invited. He was like, "I got these tickets to the show." I'm from Northwest Ohio, and we always go to concerts in Detroit, which is like an hour north of where we grew up. Me and my friends, and he was like, "I just got these random tickets to the show in Detroit." We were sophomores in high school, and like he was like, "Do you want to go with me?" And I was like, "Well, what is it?" And he's like, "It's this band called Mogwai."
Oh, I love Mogwai.
And I was like, okay, like I'd never heard of this in my life, and you know, this is coming from a guy who was listening to like Led Zeppelin and like the Who.
Oh,
and
we're about to
stuff,
hear about
and
his post-rock phase.
yeah, no, totally.
Oh yeah.
And so
Here
we
for
went to the show, and it changed my life.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
literally it changed
Do
my
you
life.
remember what year it was? Or like
would've
what
been
album had just come out?
Mr. Beast.
Okay. That's
So like
my favorite album by
2007
them.
maybe? Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
I saw
it's
them
a
on the
good
same
one.
tour. Did Fuck Buttons open for them by chance?
No, I think it was a split tour, so Torch opened for them in Detroit, but I think Fuck Buttons opened for them later on
That's
in the
unreal.
tour.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw them in Austin during that same tour.
Yeah. It was so cool. I mean, it
Yeah.
changed everything about like the way I thought about music, and it was just like, this is what I want to do. Yeah. It was cool.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Yeah.
had like you were already into like I wouldn't say prog, but like you were into stuff that's kind of like, you know, takes a little bit of an attention span. And then you found that.
I like, yeah. I was into like, I guess if you wanted another band that would probably fit that description you're talking about, is like Yes.
Yep.
I was really into Yes.
Yes is terrific.
I still am, though. Honestly,
Yes
if
is
I'm gonna be
terrific,
honest,
dude.
still am. But yeah, that really changed everything. I got into them, and then I got into Boards of Canada, and Boards of
Ooh.
Canada are my favorite group of all time. So there you go.
Boards of Canada
Love
is your
Boards of
favorite
Canada.
group. Is Luxury Noise in the chat? He is a huge fan. If not, someone ping him. Boards of Canada.
He usually
Okay,
shows up a little late, I think, but
if you were a sophomore in 2007, you are probably about 4 years younger than I. And I feel like I had kind of like a similar kind of arc where I did all that in undergrad. I was a little late to the game because I had like a super religious upbringing, but I remember discovering like Warp Records in like 2005. It'd be like, okay, Aphex Twin, Boards of Canada, Square Pusher, you know, like, and the whole, you know, Godspeed You, Black Emperor, and adjacent, you know, super incestuous, like Canadian Montreal groups. So yeah, and Roge is a little bit of a post-rock fan too, so that's what's wild.
Yeah, I got into obviously I got into SHIRO like at the same time.
Oh
obviously,
yeah.
and,
Oh man.
And then like Do Make Say Think.
I've seen them live like 4 times.
Oh really?
Band.
I
saw
never
them
got
open
the chance
for,
to.
Oh man, I saw them open for
Yeah.
Broken Social Scene in like 2006. Top
Oh.
5 shows of my life, man.
That's
How
cool.
about-
I'd always wanted to see them.
Oh, they were
How
terrific.
about Caspian?
Mm-hmm.
Caspian.
Yeah.
I saw them randomly
Wow,
Really
how was
awesome.
that?
years ago. It was mind blowing. It was a weird bill. It was like metalcore band. I forgot the name of the rest of the lineup, but it was pretty diverse. There was the metalcore band, the post rock band, the indie folk band, and
Wow.
weird lineup. But Caspian came on and just blew
Mm.
my mind. Just the fog machine and the lighting, and that was probably my intro to post rock. Actually, I think.
That's awesome. I would have loved to have seen Caspian. I mostly ended up seeing. I lived in Texas at the time, so Explosions in the Sky was constantly playing.
Yeah.
I saw a Silver Mount Zion one time.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a couple of the other people from Temporary Residence Limited. Like I saw Envy, but that's more post metal. But like I saw
Yeah.
Russian Circles.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty wild, man. It's a good. I saw Moom one time. I don't know if you guys remember Moom. They weren't really
Yeah.
like post rock, but they were way more experimental live than you would think. Did you ever see Animal Collective?
I've seen them twice. I saw them once at Pitchfork back when that was still a thing. I saw that in like 2009. No, 7. No, that was also like 2007, 8 maybe.
So that would have been like
when they played.
What was that movie that they made that? You know what I'm talking about? There was like an experimental
No.
short film.
I know what you're talking about. I don't
No,
know
that
the
was
name,
later.
but
That was later.
at the time they were, because back in when they were, I guess when they were still touring regularly, they would always like play their like up and coming stuff live, and everyone was like, "What's this?" Like every time they played, it was always just like, you don't really know what it is. They play
No
like
one
a few
ever
hits,
goes
but then,
to Animal Collective to like see a song that they already
Yeah.
know. I've had
but
so many
at the
people.
time they were playing stuff from they played stuff from Strawberry Jam, but they were also playing new stuff from Merriweather Post Pavilion. So they
Nice.
played like Brother Sport, and everyone was just like, "What?"
That would have been a great
This
show to
is,
be
like
at.
so cool. No, it was amazing. It was really cool.
I bet it was, man.
Yeah. So.
So your music has a pronounced. I'm so glad that you're a post rock fan. I just have to say, because the Fundamentals series is it's post rock.
Yeah.
It's synth post rock, and I've always felt that way. So it's like really validating to hear that like you kind of came up with that. But what I want to know is your music has a lot of 80s influence or like retro infusion. Can you talk to us a little bit about why that is, or where that comes from, or just muse about that a little bit?
I think I don't know if it's true anymore, because my style and taste is always changing quite rapidly, but the past like 2 or 3 records definitely were influenced by stuff from that era. I'd say like a lot of it comes from just like what I've discovered in influence, and what I've listened to, and what I've liked listening to, and I think it's like one of those things where you look at photos of just scenes from that era, and you're like, I would totally fit in right here. It's like it's kind of like that sort of mentality, but that's how it is for like all of my music, really. Like like the stuff I'm making now is like 1997, and it's just like I mean, I grew up in that time, so it's like it's much easier for me to access. But like, as you know, I didn't really grow up in the '80s, so like, um, it's like just kind of looking at just moments in time, or like via like pictures, or like just like I look at a lot of like advertisements from like the '80s and stuff, and it's always just like, yeah, this like makes total sense. Like if
Our scene
someone
has an
else,
obsession with that, if you didn't already know.
yeah, yeah, it's just like just being like in that moment and just seeing like those images like really speaks to me. I don't know what it is. It's kind of hard to describe, but I always feel like really connected to that in that sense, and just like kind of like more so just the technology aspect of things, honestly, more
Yeah.
than like the like socio cultural aspect. It's more so just like, oh yeah, I could see myself owning this gear, like, or owning this
Yeah.
like stereo system. Like it's stuff like that that I just
Yeah.
find I'm so connected to, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely picked up on that influence, especially with tracks like Summer Wave '98,
Yeah, yeah.
big one.
Very cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. So what was it, like 2012 you put out your first album?
I guess so, right? Yeah.
Let me look it up.
I
I'm
don't even
sorry.
remember.
It
That
was a
sounds about
handful
right.
of singles and I think an EP prior to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm blanking. So yeah, it kind
I mean, I am too. I don't remember. I don't remember
Yeah.
exact years. So.
of.
You would know better than I
Yeah.
with the internet.
Yeah, so tell us about like the era with like, putting out your first album and how that was getting into it.
Putting out my first album, that era, that was a very strange time for me. I was still in school. I was still in college, and I think my sophomore year of college, that's when I started putting stuff up on the internet, and I was, I had a MySpace page for my music and
Nice.
everything, and yeah, that's just how you did it back then. It's crazy, but uh, I had my stuff on the internet. It was like gaining a bit of traction. I got some stuff posted on some like bigger music blogs at the time, and then it led getting. I think I got on like Pitchfork once, and that was like
Nice.
a huge deal, and yeah, so just like the feeling was just like anything goes. Back then I had no idea what I was doing. I was just making stuff, and it was just like, all right, put this out. Okay, put this out. Okay, put this out. Like I wasn't really curating much. I mean, I was to an extent, but it wasn't like I do now, where I'm
Right.
very particular with what I put out. And back then I was just so like, I just want to put as much stuff as I can out, and like, maybe something will click, or maybe something will, go big or something. So
Right.
but that's just kind of how I feel like a lot of people were in my situation. It was just kind of like
Right.
anything goes, especially like in the genre that I was working in. I mean, people talk about chillwave back then, and it was just like a mixed bag of like so many things.
It really
And like,
was. It's such a nebulous
Right.
genre.
yeah, it really is. And back then, I was just like, where do I fit in with this? And like, just still kind of trying to figure out how, like, what my place was within like that sector of music. And but yeah, like putting that record out, I put it out with a label called Mush, and they don't exist anymore. But they were cool. I mean, it was a cool label. They put out the early like Bibio stuff
Oh,
before he signed to
nice.
Warp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay.
And that was kind of what drew me to them. Like early Bibia stuff, like some like boom bip releases, but like some hip hop stuff from like Bus Driver. It was
Ooh,
cool. It was a
okay.
really cool label. Yeah, just kind of like all over the place, but like mostly electronic hip hop, and that's kind of where I landed with that first record. And yeah, I mean, it was cool. Um, but again, I had no idea what I was doing. It was a complete mess. So I was just like,
Right.
I was
You
just going
had
with the
me
flow of
fooled.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just put
I
a
well,
remember the
zipper
first time
up
I heard
there,
Lovers,
feel
I
in the
was like,
water.
okay,
yeah,
this guy's got it figured
yeah,
out. It's not
right,
too
yeah.
scuzzy like Neon Indian. It captures your attention. Like, listen, I'm sorry. Washed Out can get a little, you know. Toro y Moi totally changed his sound after the first album or two. But, you know.
Oh, yeah. Never know what to expect from him anymore.
True.
Well, he's doing very well for himself.
Just,
I'm
yeah.
very happy.
Yeah.
Which I respect it. You know, I don't want the same record a bunch of times over and over, so, you know, I respect
Yeah,
it.
yeah, absolutely. You got to evolve.
You know.
So you addressed kind of like what you were into in high school and undergrad. What would you say are some of your greatest influences musically? And this can extend to other forms of art too. Like if there's films, books, weather, whatever. What are some of your greatest influences?
Boy. Overarching stuff. Yeah, I mean, music-wise, I'm influenced by a lot of things, and it's wide-ranging. Especially now. Everyone talks about how I'm, influenced by the 80s and whatever. I still am, but like it's not as much of a presence for me at the moment. I mean, I'm influenced by bands who did stuff in the 80s and did stuff in the 90s pretty heavily. And I'm actually more interested in what those bands put out in the 90s more so than they put out in the 80s recently. Like Prefab Sprout is one of my favorite bands, and they have a record called Jordan the Comeback, and it came out in I think 91, and it's just like it's such a cool record because it's like it just sounds like it's a turn of it just sounds like it's like coming up to the millennium, and like they're trying to figure it out, like what to do with it, what to do with like the world changing like that. And I just love that about that record. There's stuff, it's like stuff like that. I'm interested in like the guys from Talk Talk, big band from the 80s, everyone knows them, but they
very experimental.
They jumped off, when at the turn of the 90s they went like jazz, and it's so cool, and it's just like some of the most interesting music I've ever heard. And then they broke up, and then a few of the members went on and collaborated with one of the guys from Bark Psychosis, big post-rock influence. And that's a band that I've really fallen in love with recently. I listened to them a little bit in high school, but I've kind of fallen back into listening to them with the material I've been making recently. Yeah, I mean, it's all over the place. Like books, I'm a sucker for good science fiction, but not like corny science fiction. Like I try to
sci-fi.
Yeah, I try to find stuff that's like pretty realistic. Like I'm a fan of like the Arthur C. Clarke stuff.
Nice.
But and then the William Gibson stuff, like Neuromancer. It's
Hell
like
yeah.
my favorite book.
You like Ray Bradbury?
Yeah, of course.
Like Beyond Fahrenheit 451?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Nice.
of course. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I like that stuff. I like how it I like connecting it to what's going on in the world today and seeing the parallels. I find it becoming easier and easier to find parallels within it as the years go by. Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, nature. That's a general answer, but I mean,
It shows through, especially with
yeah.
the Fundamentals series.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
100%.
I think that's by design.
Yeah, I mean, we moved out of the city, my wife and I, just to kind of get closer to nature a little bit, but
Oh
and
yeah.
that's been really
That's
great
great.
for us both, I think, in terms of our creative output. So yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you're right in the middle of the mountains up there.
Yeah.
Very
Jealous.
familiar. A lot of hiking and nature. But yeah, you were saying, stuff from the 80s, 90s, your influence, and, back. I keep trying to think of years, I shouldn't, but years ago when you did the Tears for Fears cover album, out of all your influence, what kind of made you decide, Tears for Fears is it?
Yeah, so that was what, 2016, 2017. I think at the time I was like really into just like I want to sound like I'm straight in like 1985, 1986, I want to sound like that. And but so like that was kind of how I was feeling with my original material. Um but I got asked to do a cover album of my choice.
Really?
And
Okay.
yeah. And yeah, it was like this label that specialized in that sort of thing. And he was the guy who ran it was really cool. He was just like, because I did like he randomly hit me up and he was like, "Hey, I have this like compilation of like artists doing covers of the Smiths for like an anniversary of their like first record. Would you be interested in doing a song?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." And like, sounds good. Did it. He liked it and he was like, "I liked it." Some every once in a while I offer the chance to do like a full album to specific artists I really like, and I can throw you a little bit of money to make that happen, and
All right.
which album would you like to do? And being in the time that I was, and feeling the way I was feeling about like influence and things, I was like, I mean, at the time I was very heavy into Tears for Fears. So I think it just made it. It was just like the perfect decision for me. I was just like, yeah, I mean, songs from the big chair. I know it's a crazy idea, but I wanted to see if I can do it. It was more so just seeing if I could actually do it more than anything, like
Right.
a challenge to myself. So yeah, but
It's a
I
terrific
was
album.
feeling. Yeah. I mean, it's a great album. But at the time, I just felt like it made sense for the kind of music I was putting out at the time. I thought it would just kind of work into my existing catalog pretty well with like everything I was putting out. So, it just made sense.
Hell yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah,
Love that.
great choice too. Great cover
Yeah.
album.
So, how do you make a song?
Um, it's a very convoluted process that doesn't always happen the same way every time. The best way it happens, the most I want to say the most accessible way that it happens is I'll have an idea rolling around in my head, like a melody, if it's like a guitar, a synth or something, or a vocal, and I'll just be I like have to get it down. I have to put it down on like I have to record it somehow, and luckily I have a whole studio down in my little dungeon here where I can come down and turn everything on really quickly and put an idea down. And when that happens, 9 times out of 10 it turns into something real, and I build off of that. Yeah, so it's mostly like ideas rolling around in my head that I translate into a melody, like be it like a hook or something like that, and then I'll kind of
I can see
try
that.
to I'll just build off of that, and usually that way is the most organic way that it happens. I've been thinking about it a lot, about how I usually or how I like to make songs versus how sometimes I've kind of forced myself to try to make songs, and or like just to force myself to make ideas. And if I come down and I sit down here and I turn everything on and I just go like, oh, like I haven't used this plugin in a while, let's see what happens. Usually that doesn't really work for me. U- Usually it's stuff that kind of just is happening out in out in the real world, and it hits me, and I'm able to come down here and put an idea down. Um, that's 9 times out of 10. Sometimes I'll be down here working on something, and it'll be, I'll be really cooking, doing something great, and then I'll get another idea off of that. And I just think, I don't know, I guess it's like creativity breeds creativity, sort of. That's how it goes down here. Um, I just, yeah, it feels best uh when it's organic and it comes to my brain
Right.
naturally. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of how it works. And then I just build. I'm just like building off of it, and like, usually get a vocal melody going, and I'll ad lib
Yep.
it for a long time, and then figure out lyrics. Lyrics are usually like
Thinking of a
towards
couple
the end.
tracks that like I can hear that for sure. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's like,
Love that.
Yeah.
yeah. So with your process, like kind of randomly getting ideas and recording it or making it real quick, like is it easy to determine or see if it'll go towards an album or if maybe it'll go towards like the Fundamentals series?
Great question.
Well, I will say the Fundamental series, I only take stuff from the live streams on that. So that's pretty much like
Really?
that's pretty much filtered only out of the live streams. So that's kind of an easier decision. Which reminds me I have to like actually really start digging in for the next one. I have so many live streams to go through. But yeah, that's kind of how it works for the fundamentals. It's never like I'm never building something out of scratch with for the fundamental stuff. That's always coming from the live streams.
Okay, interesting.
But on the other end of it, things, sometimes I'll make a song, like an original song, off of an idea from the fundamentals live streams that I do. That's not a fundamentals song, so it might just become a regular song of mine. That's happened once or twice, so I can't really remember particulars, but actually on the stuff I'm working on right now, there's a few ideas that have stemmed from my live streams that are becoming OG tracks. Just because I really liked the way they sounded at the time, and I was like, I think this is gonna be a banger, and it'll be more suited for a full-length album versus a fundamentals track. So it's kind of how it works.
Right.
But
Yeah,
luckily, I have
interesting.
multiple sources of inspiration.
Thank
so
God
it's
for
nice. Yeah.
The rivers are not running dry.
No, they're not. Yeah, I'm feeling very inspired lately, which is nice.
Good.
It's very good.
So can you tell us about what your favorite DAWs are, and maybe have a discussion? You got a lot of hardware there in the background. Wish I could zoom out and show you guys, because man, he's got a collection. Tell us a little bit about the tools that you use to create.
Sure. Well, I'm an Ableton guy through
Okay.
and through. I have been since I was about 15.
Wow.
Back in the glory days, Ableton 5. That's where I started. Yeah, I've been with Ableton for ever since. I mean, I've dabbled in Reason, and I had a spell where I was touching Logic for a little bit, but then I quickly reverted back to Ableton. Just wasn't for me. But yeah, this has been a slow amassing of stuff um, that, sometimes a lot of it's used, sometimes none of it's used. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, um, the way this room works is over here, I have like pretty much all the 80s stuff. I have an SH2, Juno 106, Juno 60, and then a DX7. And then over here is like pretty much all 90s stuff. So there's there's an Ensoniq VFX, there's an Ensoniq TS10. They're like romplers. And then there's a bunch of rack mount synths down here that are all from like the early 90s. And then there's a Korg monopoly right here, which is from the 80s as well. But yeah, I mean, to be real with you, I mean, I use all of it in varying ways. I use a lot of the 90s stuff more often recently, just because it kind of allows me to do a bit more of like the kind of like quick like bloops and blips here and there, just little shots that I love. And yeah, it's really good at creating those sounds. And then like the stuff over here, all the Roland stuff, it's good for like making pads and stuff, and the
Nice.
SH2 obviously for leads and shit. But oh yeah, and then there's an SH101 back there, along with a modular rig on top of it. The microphone's blocking it, but it's back there.
I expanded your screen capture so everyone could see.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag of stuff. And then yeah, I mean, I have all my guitars, and I have a amp box where I record guitar stuff out of, and I'm the great thing about it is I'm not like focused on one little thing in this space. And I know looking at it all, it's probably a little bit of overkill, but I think everything in this room has a place in my music. And I've definitely it's taken me a while to get to that point, but yeah, everything in this room, like after like enough buying and selling of fucking gear, like I've gotten to a point where it's like, okay, I'm using everything here, and it's like actually like, bringing purpose to my music, instead of just like, well, I
It
have
all
this Juno
sparks joy.
60. Yeah. And where it's like some people are just like, well, I have to use this thing because I spent $3,000 on it. It's like, I don't like that. That's weird. So, but everything in here is used to some extent. Some of it more than others, but I mean, at least, I don't know. This is all like kind of also my retirement in a way. So.
Right.
He got a nest egg down there.
It really hits the fan. I'm sitting on a gold mine.
God forbid, yeah.
Right. Next apocalypse instead of currency.
Right. Just Junos.
Yeah. So, I guess I'm gonna jump back a little bit as far as the 80s, 90s, or I guess 90s in this case, because one of my favorite covers of all time is actually your cover of "Take a Picture" by Filter.
Oh hell yeah!
You covered that? What?
I did.
I need to hear this.
Oh
Fake
man,
fan.
you should.
I'm a fake
I
fan.
like it. Yeah, you are. So yeah, just curious, what was the inspiration behind, that?
I think honestly it was like just making that kind of music lately.
Right.
I've as I said, like the way my inspiration's like constantly evolving, and like the kind of style I'm making is just like all over the place. And I'm obviously not going to like always be making like something that sounds like the 80s. So like at the time I was just like, I don't know, like this is like, from what I remember, like one of my favorite songs when I was a kid. Like
Great song.
whenever it came out on the radio, like I would be like blasting it in our family's minivan, like it was a great track. It still is. And yeah, it just, I don't know. I was like, that was after I put out my self-titled, and I was just like, like, screw it. Like, I'm gonna put out another cover song. It was just like, and that was the one that was kind of on my mind, and that's just kind of how it went. And then, yeah, it was great. I mean, it was awesome because Richard Patrick found out about it, and he like messaged me. He was like, "Sounds great." It's like, "Oh, cool."
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was really funny.
I love that for you, man.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like and I hope this doesn't sound like brown nosing. I feel like a lot of the chillwave artists that got a budget got kind of boring. Like Twin Shadow.
Oh right. That record he just put out recently.
I don't know, man.
Oh.
I feel like Keep Shelley in Athens, they got a budget, and it just, I don't know, man. It wasn't for me.
Yeah,
Night Jewel, that's the name I was trying to remember.
Is Keep Shelley in Athens still a band?
I don't think they're making music anymore. They made a couple of records, and like, listen, I hate to be one of those guys like, oh, they sold out, or oh man, they got signed, they're not cool anymore. But it felt like when people got like a budget, they kind of like lost whatever it was, that je ne sais quoi. And the opposite has happened with your material. I feel like you've continued to evolve and grow, and things have really taken off and gotten even more exciting. Not a question, just a thought.
Just a thought.
Thank you for keeping it real.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't kept up with Keep Shelley in Athens because I played a show with them once in Waya Waya, Washington.
Wow.
A long
that's
time
pronounced?
ago. Yeah. Waya Waya. We randomly we were on 2 tours, and we kind of like we're passing through the same area, and we played the show together. But yeah, I mean, we worked together kind of because I did a remix for them, and they did one for me. Back on the internet day, like the real blog days.
Early 2010s.
I saw they stopped, and then they kind of came back for a little bit, if I remember. But I guess nothing really came of it. That's a shame.
Yeah, I saw them live, and they were pretty damn good. I think this was like 2012.
Yeah, because they replaced. They got a new singer and whatnot. From what I remember, it's
maybe that's
the same guy. The same guy who was producing everything, but I think he just swapped out the singers, and they. Yeah. Did they have a live band when you saw them, or was it just two of them? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw them in Austin at this festival called Fun Fest.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, Explosions in the Sky of Montreal, Picture Plane. I want to say, what's his name? Kieran Hebden. He was Fortet. He was there.
Yeah.
Active Child was randomly there, and Ariel Pink.
Oh wow.
Ariel Pink
Active
was wearing
Child.
a dress.
Damn.
I forgot about Active Child.
Dude, I saw Active Child. Let me be old for a second. I saw Active Child open for School of Seven Bells in Denton, Texas.
Yeah.
When all of the members were still alive.
Right.
It was a beautiful. The early 2010s kicked fucking ass, dude.
They did. They did. I saw them in Cincinnati. School of Seven Bells. It was awesome. So cool.
What was it like being part of that summer of 2009 or whatever they called it? It was the scene that celebrates itself, but for chillwave. What was it like being part of that explosion?
I mean, looking back on it, I can remember it being just really cool, but I was this is how it normally is. This is great. This is, just having the attention and kind of everyone thriving off of each other. That's kind of how I remember it in that scene. And I'm not even talking about I wasn't thriving off of Washed Out or anyone, but me and lower level guys my friend Mike Million Young, who's still making music
shout out Million Young.
Day. Yeah.
Teen Days.
Oh yeah.
Now he makes a lo-fi house. That shit is cool.
Oh cool.
Yeah.
It's called Pacific Coliseum.
Oh, cool.
He does ambient too. He played my Eurofest last year, and he
That's true.
did ambient, and then it went into like, I don't know if you saw the set, Isaac, but it's just out of nowhere, just classic vaporwave.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cool. Yeah, I mean,
No
just
one
like I remember just being like, we would all just kind of tap into each other back then, and it was really nice. I mean, it was very much a community. Obviously, like streaming wasn't a big thing. I mean, I didn't even think about what that even was back then. So it was more so just like, you know, like play bigger and bigger shows and, you know, see what you can get with that. Because at the time that was like really all that mattered. So yeah, it was cool. It was fun. I mean, I was also like, I was in college. I didn't have many responsibilities. I was like just riding the wave, really.
Hell yeah.
Like literally riding the wave. And yeah, I mean, like I was going to school to become a music producer. So it was like,
Sick.
this is cool, you know, it's great. Like it's all kind of lining up. And yeah, I mean, and then I don't know, I guess like I moved to New York, and I guess things started changing, you know, just in terms of like the culture of like, you know, becoming streaming and stuff and having to adapt to that and everything. So
Love that.
pretty interesting.
Well, I'm gonna grab another drink. You got this one, Roge.
So, you know, you had the post-rock influence, 80s, 90s and stuff, and, you know, I know in your last album, you got a collab from Spencer Chamberlain,
Yeah.
which was an insane crossover to see. So I was a Warped Tour kid growing up, and so I used to be into the metalcore, post-hardcore, and, you know, curious to know, you know, how that became to be, and like, does that type of music ever had an influence, like the Warped Tour-esque stuff with what, like Underoath and that style?
Yeah.
You asked about the Underoath guy, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, great question. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. That kind of, I mean, that happened because he reached out on Instagram, and he was just like, like, well, you know, he was like, High Tide, I love High Tide, and you know, I just want to let you know I love the song, and it was like, oh,
that's
cool.
awesome.
And my producer, John Markson, he was like, we should ask him to sing, and I was like, huh, I never thought about that. Yeah, let's like ask him to sing, and he was like, yeah, I'll sing, sure, yeah, but you know, it was very natural, and it was like he was so easy to work with, and yeah, and like, you know, I dabbled in Underoath and all that stuff back in the day, but I never really got into it. Like I wasn't like super hardcore into it, or like being like a Warped Tour kid like you were, but you know, I respect the music for sure. I think they're a really cool band. Like I think they're awesome, and just like the prospect of having him on the record just sounded so wild to me, and just like so different and cool, and yeah, it turned out to be like a really wonderful experience. But in terms of like that kind of music kind of working into what I do, I would say it does, because well, yeah, that leads into the guy I work with, John Markson. He does most of his bread and butter is like a lot of, you know, post-hardcore type music. He does like he just did the Last Story So Far record, which is humongous record.
Okay.
Yeah. Drug Church, he's touched them as well. He does all their stuff. So he comes from like that kind of background, and he's really good at that type of music. And then he does my music, which is like crazy if you think about it. But like he thrives in my genre. Like he like we talk about it all the time about how he's always just like like I needed this. I needed to work on this because like it's like it like resets his brain in a way because like
Right.
he works with like guitars all the time and he works with he's dirty vocals, miking drums, and like really technical miking drums, which we're doing plenty of guitar stuff. We're doing plenty of drum stuff on my new record, so it's not like he's like completely out of it, but it's like it's a different genre. It's a different flavor for him. And I really think the way that relationship works is like so cool for my music. And you can kind of hear that a little bit on my last full length, my self-titled. But this next one, yeah, it's just like, it's so cool. Like what we're doing, the stuff we're doing it's amazing. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Love it, love it. So the live chat didn't hear anything that I just said, but I complimented his live album. Sorry, I complimented the Hotel Pools collab, and then mentioned that Fire-Toolz covered one of his albums. My bad. I told you. What did I tell you? But anyways, question for you, buddy. I'm gonna start shooting from the hip. I want to know, what is your least favorite kind of music?
I would say if I had to like quick draw, make a decision, 10 seconds, I'd say like modern country music.
Oh,
I love
I
like
can relate.
80s country. Love it. Oh my god. But yeah, like new like kind of bubblegum country. It's like everything just sounds like it's made by AI. And it's really,
Oh, yeah.
It's super
really
weird when you're
strange.
listening to a country song and you hear like electronics in it, or like there's like a dubstep verse or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I love like a lot of country music. I love, I'm a huge fan of like Willie Nelson and like
I love Willie Nelson too.
Yeah, like 90s country, like outlaw country. I love it.
Hell yeah.
Highwaymen, big fan of him. But yeah, like the new stuff, it's just like crazy.
It's the most capitalist music of all time.
It really is. It's crazy. So yeah, that's my answer.
Can relate. Like my parents are into like the modern country, and I remember a couple years ago they had a song on, and I just start hearing like a clap in it, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, was it like a stomp, clap, hey, and country crossover?
Like clap, like from like a
Like
trap
house
song
music?
or
Like
something.
oh wow. The house
like,
music clap.
like part trap, part country, and
Oh yeah, when you hear a trap beat in a country
right.
song, it's like, what's going on?
There's a lot of that. I've heard that too. It's very strange stuff. Yeah.
We have a running
the car.
We have a running joke in the server. Well, it's also my actual genuine least favorite genre of all time has got to be electro swing music.
Yeah, electro swing is a vibe. Back in the day, I used to do sound at this place in Manhattan on like a rooftop, and these bands would always play like electro swing, and it would be like
Cabaret watches Moulin Rouge once
like,
type
what is going on? Like, good lord,
Dresden Dolls
like,
type. Yeah,
give me a headache. Yeah.
Man, they used to play a lot of electro swing at I'm not sure if you're familiar with John, you might be, since you're sort of New England, the Biggie, or in those circuses they would always play electro swing.
No, I'm not familiar. Yeah.
It's like a big fair in like Springfield, Mass every year.
Okay, nice.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, just by introduction, electro swing was those circuses in there. At the time, I liked it, but
bad stuff.
I can relate to not being too crazy about it now. But yeah, how about all right, we'll ask a question where not least favorite anything. How about like any favorite video game soundtrack?
That's a terrific question.
Oh boy, that's some deep territory there. Well, I guess in terms of like okay, if you're thinking like background music, kind of like general ambiance, Metal Gear Solid 2 for sure. That's the one. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, the Konami Club stuff is so good. All the way from like Snatcher. I love that music so much. Yeah. The MGS1 stuff too is pretty good, but Metal Gear Solid 2, so good. Just like immerses you into the game.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
I'm biased because it's my favorite game of all time.
So. What else?
Yeah. Other like video game stuff. Well, I mean, it's funny. My friend John and I, he works on the music with me. Whenever we're done for the day, like if we're working together, we'll play. We've been slowly going through like Kojima games, and we started with Snatcher, and then we did Snatcher, and then we did Police Knots, which is it's a crazy game. If you've never played it, it's a very weird game, but there's like an amazing soundtrack on it, and it's like I think it's like 1995, and it's like Sega CD, so it's like digitized in this really crispy way. It's like got this like kind of like a DX7 where it's got like a little bit of like high-end distortion on it. It's like sounds so cool, and yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, right now we're playing MGS2 together, and I was reminded how good that soundtrack was. But yeah, I mean, like modern stuff. I like they're modern games. I've played a few, and like the soundtracks are really cool. But
I don't hit as the old shit though.
No,
Yeah,
not to me.
It doesn't hit the same way.
Not to me. Like when they're super cinematic, I'm like, eh. Like
Yeah.
it kind of takes me out a little bit. But it's hard to get that. It's hard to get that kind of vibe, I think.
Yeah, after like the 360 PS3 era, soundtracks, in my opinion, kind of fell off.
It's
a
just
bit,
all
unless you're into-
symphonic. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all symphonic. Like I've been
Shit,
playing Dragon
yeah.
Quest 11, and they have like a symphonic or synthesized. You can choose which one you want. I'm like, obviously, I want the synthesized soundtrack.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
cool that they give you a choice. I
Yeah.
didn't know
Yeah.
they did that. It's cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, like I was playing Final Fantasy 16, and like the entire game is like, it's it's symphonic. It's like a just kind of like old like ye old lute and bard type ass story, and then like there's this optional super boss with the DLC, and when you get to the boss, like this breakcore song starts, and I was like, whoa, okay, you got my attention.
Right.
Yeah. I mean that's why I like the Kojima games, is because he's very mindful of the soundtrack when it comes to like the specific scene in the game, and I love that so much. I love when you break the fourth wall or anything like that, and especially when you can do that with like sound. Like that's you're gonna make me a happy person.
What ruins a song for you?
It's a good question. A really bad false ending. There are good ways to do a false ending. Guys
That's a
like
great answer. Damn.
Alex G does it really well. He does really cool false endings sometimes, where it's like he'll end a song, and then it's like the last record he did, like he'll end a song and then like 30 seconds later you'll hear like a mandolin playing. It's just like playing the same little melody as playing.
Oh, nice. Like a little like leitmotif of the
yeah, but
main
it's
melody.
like that was 30 seconds. The song ended 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's like a little surprise. It's fun,
I like that. I want to say Boards of Canada does a lot of like optional mini songs at the end of a lot of their songs, and then there's another artist called Lone, who I'm sure you've heard if you're a Boards of Canada fan. They do it a lot as well. Like, the song ends and there's this like 45-second mini song at the end of it.
Yeah, I would say, I guess I would add that anyone who tries to do like those kind of mini songs and does it poorly, which I can't bring up any specific examples for you, but I've heard plenty of bad examples where it's like they're trying to be something like Boards of Canada, and it's just like, just don't even do it.
He said, "Don't even do it." That's
just move on. Let's move on to the next track.
Just make ringtones.
Yeah, I don't know, just kind of kitschy stuff when you're trying to be kitschy. Like, that's the thing. Like, Boards of Canada, they at the time they were just like doing whatever felt right. You can tell, you can hear it that they were just kind of doing whatever, but it was like also like very meaningful. Like, everything had a purpose. Like you listen to something like Music Has the Right to Children, every single song on that record has a purpose,
10 out of 10 album.
And yeah. I mean, even like GeoGaddy, like every song has a purpose, and it's just like they're really good at like filling the space in a good way, where it's like kind of giving your ears a break for a second, but like in a way that's like, here's 30 seconds of like marine life sounds, or
bird
like
calls,
library
music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just the that song, the ending of Music Has the Right to Children.
That PSA, right?
Yeah. Well, but it's like there's a PSA before that. There's the guy talking about like the lava flows. It's just like so fucking cool. It's like so amazing. It's just the way they're able to pick and choose those little sections of.
It's National Geographic music.
Yeah. It's fun. So if you can do that well, that's great. I'll be a listener for life. But if you try to do it and you do it poorly, I'm probably never gonna listen to you again.
The stakes are high.
It happens with instrumental guys. Every so often I'll come upon a new guy or some new person out there, and take a few listens and get something like that, and just it turns me off.
Oh yeah. How about best? You've toured quite a bit and played a lot of shows. It's kind of like some of the best and worst experiences playing shows.
Great question.
Well, obviously it's great when there's a lot of people there.
Right.
And it's not so great when there's not many people there, and that's definitely happened with me, and I'll be honest with that. Everyone has a bad show or two. Yeah, I mean, it depends, because it's all over the place. My last like full US tour that I did, I didn't expect Seattle to be like a big market for me, but it's become like a pretty big one for me. Like when I played there, it like sold out, and I didn't expect that, and it was like really really cool just like to walk out there and just like see like a big sea of people. It's just like, what the okay. Like unexpected but cool. Yeah, I mean, like, and then like last year I didn't play many live shows, but I opened for this guy, Big Wild, bigger electronic artist, and more of an EDM guy. So me being in the type of music I'm in, it's kind of like, I hope people like this. It's like you go out there and huge huge crowds where most people don't know who the hell you are, and but it's like kind of like you have to take those moments and just take them in the best way you can and do the best you can, and that's how I approached those. Like, I played 5 shows with him, and they were really big shows, like big rooms, and it was great. Just like, I went out there and just like, here's what I got. Hope you like it.
Put your best foot forward.
I'm gonna do my best. Yeah, and it was great. Yeah, just like, and yeah, it got, people loved it, and it was awesome to see, and just to be by myself up there in front of like 3,000 people is crazy. But and that doesn't, kinds of things like that don't happen very often for me. But it's always nice when it does, and yeah, so moments like that are always great. But then, I don't know, low moments, I don't know. I played a show in New Orleans once, and I played to 2 people. So that was cool.
I remember seeing George Clanton in 2015 in Austin play for about 20 people tops.
Yeah,
which is better than 2, but
yeah,
it's crazy, man.
He'll be real with you too. He's been through the shit. He's been through the grinder. Probably much more than I have, honestly, because he's toured more than I have. So like, he knows. A lot of people understand, and it's like it kind of comes with the territory, especially nowadays. Like, you really got to work hard to get people to come out to shows, or you just have to be like,
home game is so strong in 2026.
Yeah, you got to be putting out hits, and it's got to make people want to come out. But yeah, I've definitely had low moments like that. But I've never let it like affect me too much. It's definitely like I've come away from it like that night and been like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, oh my god.
At least I got paid.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean barely, but yeah.
Or not. Yeah. Been there.
Or not. Yeah. Just like moments like that have still, they affect me, but I'm able to work past them fairly easily. I know other people, friends of mine in music who it's a lot harder for them, and it's really hard for them to handle those moments, and yeah, it just affects everybody differently. Definitely.
You don't seem like a very dramatic person. Do you remember any serious drama with the early chillwave scene? I think we're past the, what is it called? Statute of limitations. Do you remember any like spicy things happening in the early 2010s?
I was never directly involved with anything. I can't remember like hearing of anything. I'm sure there was stuff. There was that guy who ran that blog Hipster Runoff, Carl.
Hipster Runoff.
Did you ever know about him? Yeah. He was, I don't know, he was just kind of, his vibe was like, he was like, from what I remember, he was like the TMZ of like the chillwave scene. So he would just be like kind of like reporting on like gossip happening in like the chillwave industry. But it was always so funny. It was always so like, it was just like the dumbest stuff. Like, it wasn't anything dramatic from what I remember. It was always just like, will Neon Indian put out another hit? Is he done? Like, is Psychic Chasm his peak?
I remember people being really creepy about Puro Instinct, but like, I don't remember much else. Or somebody said, well, I don't want to cast any aspersions. I better not say it live. Somebody accused one of the bigger names, who is still in fact making music these days, of having ghost producers.
Oh, I don't know. You'll have to tell me about
me
that
neither.
later.
Me neither.
I don't know about that, but
Yeah.
anything's possible, I guess.
Yeah.
Who
you
knows?
heard it on Hot Takes.
Oh,
Yeah.
now.
It is
What?
hot takes.
Who?
These are indeed hot takes.
Oh yeah, trying to think. Shit. That, as far as like discovering, music, whether it's from, peers or what you used to listen to, was like, at least for me, a big part of it was like, album cover, like dragging me in. Like, is that a big part for you? Like album cover? Like if you're like, browsing, does that drag you in? Or, how do you go about like,
Oh yeah, yeah, it 100%. It's like, I mean, in terms of the whole process, it's like 50% for me. I mean, like, it's like going into like a wine shop and like, it's like, most of the time I'm like, that label's cool. Let's get that one. Like, that's kind of how I am. And like, when it comes to like, if I'm going into a record shop, if something catches my eye, I'm gonna look at it, and like sometimes something cool comes out of it, Sometimes it's nothing at all, but for the most part, I'm usually like stoked about it, and a lot of it comes from design. And I feel like a lot of artists love artists who really pay like attention to that sort of detail. It's really important. I mean, and it matters, and I think that shows in like the content, the music they make, them like being so into the visual side of things, and it goes beyond. It's like the album artwork. I mean, it's like the inner sleeve and the back of the jacket.
Oh yeah.
It's everything. I mean, I love that part of like making an album. It's like coming up with like the design aspects of it. It's so fun to me. And yeah, for me, it's very, very important. So.
Agreed. I think we come from an era where like it was not as easy to listen to the album before you bought it as it should have been.
Yeah.
And sometimes an album cover made a world of difference.
Yeah, it's got to be eye-catching. I mean, that's just any media these days. It has to be eye-catching,
right?
From the get-go.
There has to be a hook.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it has to be a hook on your eyes.
Do you feel like are you much of a genre guy or not really? Like, how do you feel about genres?
In the modern sense, not so much. I feel like they're so convoluted, and there's such a gray area among things. Like I can't put myself into a genre because I don't know what I am. I can't really even tell people I'm electronic music.
True.
I feel very torn between a lot of different genres all the time. So I don't know. It's like what's the best way to categorize it? Alternative, It's like
Yep.
I think if you get in the weeds with it too much, it can impede you a bit. And so I've definitely like I've definitely worked to like take myself out of it the past few years. And if someone asks what kind of music I make who's never heard of me before, I'll just say it's like electronic, alternative, a little bit of everything.
Somebody posed a question a couple episodes ago that was just ingenious, and they said, how would you describe your music to a first date?
Man, I've said before that like I used to say that like synth pop was the easiest way to put me in, but that's not how it is anymore for me. I mean, Yeah, it's tough. I don't know, indie electronic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I feel like that
Yeah.
works too.
Yeah, I guess. For like a
Yeah,
lay
there's
person,
A normie,
someone who doesn't
or
really
a
understand
neurotypical.
the deeper facets of music
yeah.
genre. Certainly never going to say I'm a synthwave guy because I think that's the most generic thing you could ever say about electronic music.
Oh shit, that's actually kind
It's
of a hot take.
it's a hot. I don't give a shit.
It's a warm take.
It's just like
Whoa.
it's such a generic word. I mean, synthwave. What the fuck? Like,
I'll never
Generic word.
forget.
I
I
mean,
wrote a blog post. Do you remember Jacob 2-2?
yeah,
I
love him.
Yeah, me too.
Love that
Wrote a blog
record.
post about
Last
Jacob
one he put out.
2-2, and he got in my DMs and he was like, "I don't like being called anything that ends with wave. I make
Yeah.
hip hop music." And I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
"My bad, bro. My bad, bro. I
He's
am a genre
he's
guy. Whoops."
amazing producer.
Oh
Though.
yeah, yeah. He needs to come on the show.
Yeah.
Stat actually.
Yeah.
Shout out Jacob 2-2. Guys, why don't you go ahead and put some questions in the chat for Brothertiger? You got 30 minutes. Opportunities like this don't come very often. Fill that chat up with questions, and while they ask them, Roge, why don't you get one more good one in? Because you could be pretty bored this
shit.
next 30 minutes. I'm sorry in advance.
Okay. All good. All right. Let me think of one quick. All right. Common question that appears in this, importance to you, like album cover, song name, what was it, album title, album cover,
So
track name?
rank
Was that the
these
order?
3 things in order of importance: album cover, album title, song titles.
Oh boy. Okay, album cover, album title, song titles, right?
That's the 3.
Oh boy. Song titles,
Ooh, that's a hot take.
album cover, album titles.
Wow.
1, 2, 3.
I mean, you do have a self-titled album, so that tracks.
Yeah, I mean, an album title, it's important, but it's like it's not the end all be all. For me, like song titles are really important, to kind of get the message across more so than anything else. Yeah.
I love that.
Hot take.
Yeah, that's a hot take. And speaking of which, we have tons of questions in chat for you now. Thanks, guys, for coming through. Keep them coming. Jambros, wants to know, do you enjoy psychedelics?
Oh, not as of recently, no. But as a child, as a teen. Good Lord.
You are allowed to
I don't
say
know.
I invoked the
I tried them. They're fun. As of recently, I don't really dabble, but yeah.
As a longtime fan of chillwave, synthwave, vaporwave, I'll never forget the constant conversations when people overhear what I'm listening to and go, "Oh man, you must smoke hella weed or insert drug," and I'm like, "Actually, no, I'm lame like that." And they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, I should have told you before the pre-show. You can decline to answer questions if you want.
Oh no, it's
but-
fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Luxury Elite banger question: when you began work on your Brothertiger material, were you coming into it inspired by chillwave adjacent music, or were you already making music and happened to be one of the artists who got included in that tag? Like,
Good
that was a
question.
really nebulous tag. Like, chillwave, witch house, they all kind of called it all one thing, so.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good question. I would say the former. I was just kind of making that kind of music already, and
Too cool.
just kind of got lumped in. And yeah, it's a very natural process where it's just like, oh, okay, cool, fine. Guess I'm part of this now.
Right.
And it was, I mean, if it didn't happen that way, I wouldn't be where I am. So I'm very grateful for it. It's cool. I look back on it and it's like, what the hell was that? But yeah, definitely. Like at the time, I was just like people were like, oh, he does chillwave. I was like,
Right.
what? Okay, you know. So yeah, definitely a natural process.
Too cool. Zartet would like to know, what were you using to make music with back in the early days, like 2009-ish?
Ableton still. Yeah, I was still using Ableton then. That was, I mean, back then I didn't really have any outboard stuff. Everything was in the box. I was just kind of like sampling stuff and just sampling like keyboard sounds from the internet and trying to make them sound as degraded as possible,
Right.
as you do in the chillwave genre back in the day. Yeah, it was just kind of seeing what stuck. But it was all happening in Ableton and a little bit in Reason too, actually. I was doing like I was using some of the synths in Reason, and I was using Rewire back when that was a cool thing. You could rewire Reason into Ableton, and so then I would record all the stuff I was making in Reason into Ableton, and then like work with it within there. So yeah.
We got a lot of producers in chat, so some exciting
Nice.
statements going on in the chat right now.
Hell yeah.
Some fans of Rewire. Dreaming Diary, what is an underrated album or artist that you would recommend for fans of your music?
Okay, that's a good question. Oh. Just give me a second. Oh yeah.
Nope, take
yeah,
your time,
okay.
please.
So if you like my music, there is this guy who made this album back in the day. I don't think he makes any music anymore. Or wait, does he? No, he doesn't. He goes by the name of Ice Choir.
Oh,
And
Kurt
he made
Feldman,
this album.
yeah.
He
Depreciation
made this album
Guild
called
guy.
Designs in Rhythm, and it's an amazing album. And yeah,
Damn,
that's
I actually
who
have
I'd
not
go
heard that
for.
one.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's amazing. There's a song. What was it? Windsurf. Let me hear it. Yeah. Oh, it's super like synthy. But
Yeah, I
it's
know
like,
this.
oh yeah, and then Gardener Verse though. Gardener Verse is the track. The Gardener Verse.
That's actually a really good question, Dreaming Diary. If you're a fan of me, what should you listen to? That's good.
Yeah. I guess like that's a really easy answer because it's like he's kind of a little bit all over the place too. But I really like that album, and
I need to listen to that one.
I've heard it before, and I've just been like, yeah, like this is me, man. Like this is what I love. Yeah. I can give you another one.
Do it.
There's this guy who put this album out back in the early 2000s, 2001. Ulrich Schnaus.
Oh, I love Ulrich Schnaus. Yes. Some
He
shoegaze.
put this album out called Faraway Trains Passing By in 2001. I love that album, and
Y'all
I take a
definitely
lot
check
of
him
influence
out.
from it. Yeah.
I gotta check that out.
Dude, if you fuck with...
There's two.
Yep. I'm more of a fan of the other one, but that one's good too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, the other big
Ulrich
album.
Schnose
What?
album.
A strangely isolated place,
Yep.
maybe.
Yep, that's the one.
Okay. Yeah, he's put a lot of stuff. It's a shame he quit. But,
so you have named two people that make kind of shoegaze influenced electronic music.
Yeah.
In my purview, that's cool. I respect that. Were you ever a fan of Rumskib or Keith Canisius's work? Yeah, I know I showed you that, Roge, because I'm obsessed.
Yeah, you and Vincent's into them too, I think.
Oh, I didn't know Ulrich Schnose collaborated with Ariel in that track. That's unbelievable. That's an amazing... Sugar Crystals is... Wow. Okay. Navigator just blew my mind. Navigator's in chat. Wow. That's too cool. Excellent question, Dreaming Diary. Corizon would like to know, what is your favorite effect plugin / pedal?
Oh boy. Over the past 2 years, my favorite has been Sketch Cassette. It's made by this company called Aberrant DSP, and they make this plugin called Sketch Cassette, which is it's like a cassette modeling saturator sort of compressor / tape wobbler sort of plugin. I put it on everything. It sounds amazing. It just kind of puts everything into this nice little pocket in terms of sound. I mean, it's a really simple way of saying it, but yeah, it's cool. You can do so much with it. You can drive it like a tape machine, or you can warp it like a tape machine. Yeah, I love it. I use it on everything. It's a really good plugin, and it's cheap. I think it's like $30. So, yeah.
Damn. You heard it on Hot Takes.
You heard it's not really a hot take because everyone loves that plugin, but yeah, it's my favorite. Cold takes, yes.
Puffin Bill Grooves, what is your favorite Metal Gear Solid 2 moment? Also,
oh boy,
did you cry during that one character death in Metal Gear Solid 2?
Never cried about it, but I know which one you're talking about. My favorite moment, though. Oh, that's so hard. I think my favorite moment is probably my favorite moment is when it's at the beginning of the second part of the game when, I mean, you guys, if you haven't played this game, then you're not gonna know what I'm talking about, but it's when you're going into the big shell and you are playing this different character, but it's when you play the game for the first time, you have no idea what's going on. But when you go back to the game and you play it again and you know all the underlying details of the story, and it's so deep, and there's Illuminati and all this stuff connected to it. It's uh that's the best for me, because when there's all these details of the game that you start to understand after you beat it, and then when you come back to it, it's oh, that I can see that in this moment. So there's plenty of Easter eggs in this game that are full of
I gotta play it
just
someday.
it's great. Yeah, it's so good. The person who asked the question probably knows exactly what I'm talking about, but yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. All right, Luxury Elite with another banger question. What were your favorite blogs in the early 2010s? And did you have a moment where your favorite blog covered you and you felt like you made it?
Yeah, so I guess I can answer that both those questions with one answer. There's this blog called No Fear of Pop, and I was always like, I bookmarked them on my browser on my like college laptop. I was like, hell yeah, they're great. They always like, I would discover so much music from them, and I was always just like, this is the one I'm gonna submit to, and like, once I put out my first song, that's what I'm gonna send it to, and I did. I sent my stuff to them, and like didn't hear back from them on the first like few songs, and then like I would always just keep sending them stuff, and finally I sent them a song, and they were like, "Oh, this is awesome. We'll post this tomorrow." And it's just like, "Oh, cool!" Like, yeah, they
Hell
were
yeah.
great. No Fear of Pop, rest in peace, along with every single other music blog of the 2010s.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Oh, yeah.
Those were the days, man.
Mm-hmm.
Archangel would like to know, can you tell us a bit about Summer Wave 98? Like production secrets, backstory. That's their favorite song that you've made. But
Oh, that's so cool. Deep cut. Yeah, production secrets, gosh. Yeah, that was kind of my like on that album, I was just like everything was sounding very 80s, and I was like, I want to like kind of break out of it and do something that's a bit more 90s sounding, and I tried to do that's kind of what I came up with that song. So yeah, it came together really quickly, and um I don't know, I just had this weird realization that it was like I want to talk rap on the song and like see what happens with it, and um yeah, it was just like I'd never done that before, and it's just like that was kind of one of the first songs where I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do whatever the hell I want, and if people like it, great. If they don't, whatever.
right. Seems
So
like it resonated with a
yeah,
lot of people.
It's
yeah.
one of my
I mean,
favorite tracks on the album.
oh, that's great. Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna, it obviously wasn't like a single or anything, but I wanted it to be like its unique little own thing on the album, because that whole album, every single song on it, besides two or three of them, were all like singles that I put out. So it was basically just a compilation of like everything I had put out in the past like 2 years, and then I had to, I wanted to round it out to like 10 tracks, so I added that one and one or two more, and so I wanted it to be unique and like kind of like different from everything I had put out over the last 2 years. So I think, yeah, it's definitely way different than everything else on that record.
Thank you. Make Mistakes would like to know, of all of your gear, which is the least used, but that you'll never part with?
Oh man, that's an easy one.
That's a
The
terrific question.
Juno 106 up here on the top. I really don't use it very often. It honestly kind of sits there, but I have no desire to get rid of it because it's like,
Oh shit! Thank you, Burke.
they're so hard to find. And I'll turn it on and play it every once in a while. I'll be like, all right, yeah, like this. There's a reason why I have this thing. It sounds so cool. And I'll never get rid of it, but I don't really use it very often in my music, to be honest with you.
Navigator jokingly asked very early on in the interview, be honest, how often do you use the, I think he said analog or modular or something like that?
Oh, the modular synth.
Yeah.
Yeah, not very often, to be real. Yeah, at a certain point,
They seem really hard to use.
they are, and at a certain point, I wanted to use it like live, and I did actually for a short time.
Wow.
But it just, it's not. There's moments with my music where it works into everything, but it's not like a focal point. It's not like a main thing. So it's kind of just there. It's nice to have like. I look at it as like a meditation box. Like you can like make
Yep.
like
Just
kind of like
fuck around for a
generative.
little while.
Yeah, I built it in a way that, yeah, I mean, you can make modular in many different ways. You can make it to sequence to everything else in your studio, or you can make it where it's like a sort of generative box that makes generative music, that where it's like you kind of like hit a button and it like kind of does its own thing and like blossoms into all this new stuff. And that's kind of how mine works. And if you do that and plug it into your reverb pedal, it sounds amazing. So
Yeah.
it's cool. It's cool for like that kind of thing. And like every once in a while I use it, but not often. No.
Question from Alive in the Wire. Do you have a go-to when you need to be inspired to make music? Walking through the forest, rewatching a favorite show, exploring music on YouTube, that sort of thing.
Well, I don't really I don't really do an action to like inspire me. I don't really lean towards that. And I know there might be some people out there who do. My whole thing has been like I just want it to come to me naturally. I don't want to have to like I'm gonna I'm going on a walk in the woods. I need some inspiration for music. I
Yeah.
just feel like when I reach that point, if in my mind, if I reach that point, then I'm not doing it correctly for what I'm doing. You know, like I said, maybe that works for other people, and if it does, that's awesome. But for me, I have never once been like, I need to go on an inspiration walk, or like I need to go like on a trip. You know, I need to go out in nature. You know, for me, it's like I'll go on a hike and like in the process of me going on the hike, maybe I'll think of something, and but it's not like, but I didn't go out on this hike with the intention of thinking of something, you know. It's like it has to come naturally for me. So I surround myself with things in my life. I try to surround myself in things that are going to inspire me in a natural way, if that makes sense.
I love that, man. Thank you for that. Jambros, yeah, another question. What song of yours do you consider the most romantic?
Hmm. Boy, that's a good question. Um, Something that's already out right now. Whew, that's a tough one because I don't make a lot of those kinds of songs, honestly. I don't make a lot of like love songs or anything. Um, it would probably have to be something. Okay, yeah, it would be. I put out a record in 2020 called Paradise Lost, and I put out the song on it called Mainsail, and it's kind of a song about two people who um, find each other and find life through sailing, and like um, it's funny. I got inspired by the song because I played a show in Austin once, and
Shout out Austin.
yeah, this girl came up to me after the show, and she was like, you know, like your music's really inspiring to me, and like my fiance and I we bought a sailboat, and um we're gonna go all the way down to like South America with it. And I already like the
That's
whole
amazing.
soundtrack is the whole soundtrack's gonna be your music, because it's like it just fits in so perfectly. And I was like, oh my god, it's like so cool. Like,
Yeah,
and I was
incredibly
like,
cool.
she was like, yeah, we're just like we saved up enough money to like take like, you know, 6 months of our lives off, and we're gonna go around like Cape Horn, or not Cape Horn, whatever the Cape is in South America. They were like gonna aim for that and like maybe turn back, which is like
Wow.
crazy. And I don't know if they ever did it, but it was cool. It inspired me, and
Oh, I would love it if
I
they
was just
reached out to you about that.
like, yeah,
Maybe they're
it
watching
was
right now.
Yeah, it'll be
It was
unreal.
cool. Well, no, it's funny because yeah, it's funny because I played Austin like a few years after I put the album out, and I was like, I'm in Austin. I'm gonna play the song. Like, fuck it. I'll say what it's about, and I said it. I was like, I never say this kind of thing like before. Like, I play a song, like, so this song's about like, I never do that. Like, but I was like, oh, like I'll just do it. Maybe they're here, and like I heard this like squeal in the audience after I said it, like that it's about like this couple that like bought a sailboat, and and she was like, that's us. Like, so they were there. They were at the show, and like apparently the husband, they were now married, and the husband was like. He was like really embarrassed. He was just like,
That's actually
really
adorable.
Funny.
What a cool thing to hear.
It was cool. Yeah.
What a cool thing to hear. Oh, man. Couple more and we'll wrap up. New Yokohama, otherwise known as Botnet, who was on our show recently. How did you get involved with making preset packs for Roland?
Oh, right. They just randomly reached out.
Wow.
A few years ago, around like towards the end of the pandemic. I was kind of dabbling in it, but they didn't know that really. Someone there just knew of my music, and they knew that I was like a big Roland guy. I have a bunch of Roland synths, and they were like, "Have you ever done like presets? Would you be interested in doing presets for like our anthology series?" Which is like all their old, they make plugins of like the Juno 60 and the JD 800 and all that. And I was like, oh, sounds sick. I mean, I've never really done it, but I'll try it. And yeah, it worked out really great. I still use a lot of those sounds that I've made. They're great. Yeah.
Sick.
Good plugins. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun.
Too cool. All right, one more and then we're done. Black Visor, what is your biggest musical influence?
Man, biggest influence? I mean, I know it's gonna sound corny as hell, but it's like the human experience. Just kind of being alive and being lucky to be alive and being in a weird presence of just kind of like humanity being in the state where it's in now, where we can communicate with each other. I mean, I know this is really meta sounding, but it's the truth. I mean, it's very, I think about it very deeply, and I think about how we're like so connected as a species, but yet we're so far away with like the internet and stuff, and how isolating it can be. And I think about that a lot. I've thought about that a lot with my music nowadays. That's been a big thing I've been writing about. And the whole experience for me is very influential, because I can't just be inspired by like a mountain or trees anymore. Like I've gone like way deeper, and I write songs that are about like experiences I had with friends in high school, and like experiences that I've heard of other friends having and stuff like that. It's like I try to write about things that are not just about like someone falling in love with someone else, or like me breaking up with someone. I think that's kind of boring at a certain point. I want to make songs that are unique and special, and talk about like the special qualities of being a human being. So yeah.
Brothertiger, everybody. We like to give the last few minutes of the show. Oh, it's the first episode where I've actually been nervous in a long time.
Oh wow! Please, come on.
Yeah. We like to give the last few minutes of each episode to the guest to shout out, put us on, name drop, just anything you want to say. and you want to be heard saying, let's hear it.
Okay. I don't have much in terms of like anything like new I've been listening to. Like I listen to a lot of old stuff. Like I was telling you, I've recently I've been listening to Third Eye Blind and Bark Psychosis.
Psychosis.
those are the two big things I've been listening to. So I can't really put you on to anything cool. I will say, fuck ice. That's one big thing
Fuck
I will
ice.
say. What's going on in Minnesota is horrible. It's terrible, and more people need to be talking about it. And I hope people do. But yeah, I got new shit coming. I'm really pumped about it, and I think that's it.
Y'all drop that Brothertiger Discord link if you don't mind, Lux, or anybody. And if you are a fan of any sort of retro-influenced music at all, thanks, Roge. Check out Brothertiger's work. Join his Discord server. Grab his paid subscription. Buy his albums. Everything from the first one to the newest one is all fire.
Yeah.
Definitely worth looking into. The really early stuff, the really new stuff, the songs from the Big Chair cover album. It's all good.
All of it.
Worth your time. We were honored to have you on our show tonight. Thank you very much for being our illustrious guest for the night. Roge Corp, what do you have going on? What has recently happened? Put us on.
I've just been in Florida recovering because those that don't know, I broke my ankle three places on New Year's Eve. Horse playing with my friend. So yeah, been recovering. Put a little standstill on things, but as far as what's going on next, I'm not gonna say too much, but I will say that vaporwave Commander 2 is in the works.
Nice.
Shooting for April release date. You heard it here first. No official announcements yet. But yeah, it's in the works. I'd like to get it out hopefully
That'll be
in
good.
April all goes well. And like the last one, it's gonna be a sort of crowdfunding thing towards the thing after that. That I am not gonna say, but starting to be planned. But yeah, other than that, not really too much. I have my own Discord server as well. I do listening parties most Thursday nights. If you'd like to hop in, it's another place to shoot the shit if you like being in every Discord server that exists. VaporVA has a server too. I'll drop a link to that in the chat as well.
Do it.
But yeah, Vincent and I are gonna try revive it. That server is pretty dead, like when we don't got nothing going on. But
I feel like it's more of like a planning server.
It is, yeah. But we'd like to interact, with the community more in there. So I just dropped VaporVA server if you want to hop in there as well. And my server's in my link tree. Thank you, Lux, for linking that. But yeah, other than that, I think that's all I got.
Guys, we posted the link for the GoFundMe for Roge Corp. Don't want to put your business out there, but donate to the homie for the missed bills and the rent. Help him out.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Life happens. The human experience happens, and sometimes it's not always pleasant. Help Roge out.
No, for real.
I did it, and you can too.
Yeah, thank you all for real. It's what I've gotten so far is gonna be able to help me cover rent and utilities till I get home, and it's still up there. I got some medical
hope you feel
bills
the love,
I'm
buddy.
thankfully doing payment plans for, but it's y'all helped me out, and I at least can keep my apartment for now.
Good.
So
I'm glad to hear that, buddy. Y'all keep the donations rolling in for Roge. We need him, and he needs help. I just put out a a DJ set for Future Sounds FM, which is the Outrun Synthwave kind of like podcast talk show curation service run by Enzo Van Balen from My Pet Flamingo and Rob Dyson. So I put out a 45-minute retro-influenced DJ set, mixed together a bunch of chillwave, synthwave, vaporwave, all kinds of stuff. I did play it in the intro. Yes, I did. A lot of good stuff by like Alex, the dark synth artist, Mega Drive, an old chillwave duo called Coral Revan. Some good stuff. And if you like retro music, check out the Future Sounds FM set that I did. Got some pretty cool stuff coming down the pipelines. A URL fest that has yet to be announced. Hopefully coming up here pretty soon in the next month or two. Some IRL stuff. A show. It's going to be in Columbus, I believe. No names, no information, but an annual show that gets put on in Columbus that I'm going to be participating in. Probably going to play like
that was announced. Was
that announced?
Yeah.
Was that announced? Oh, Luck says it was announced. Sanctuary Live 2026. The poster is up. I guess I forgot. Okay. So Luxury Elite's headlining. I'm going to be playing as well. Probably going to play like a neo R&B DJ set. I mentioned Active Child earlier. Probably stuff like that. Stuff like Collarbones, Supreme Cuts, those guys. Got another IRL show that has also been announced, and I don't want to botch this. Brick Mason, are you in chat? If you are, go ahead and post that show. It's called New Visions Detroit. I'm literally looking it up on Instagram. My memory sucks that bad. Hush Tones and Doki Doki Beats present New Visions Detroit on May 16th, 2026. We'll be playing alongside Luxury Elite, Christ, Frank Jeffsey, Majestic 12, Imco Pav, and more. Gonna play a future funk DJ set. You know, gotta get the crowd dancing. Can't just play weird ambient music all the time.
Anime.
And then another unannounced set that early August, sounds like. Another live show. No more information that I can put out there, but some good times. 2026 is going to be our year, baby. And I think that's what we got for you guys tonight. So I want to thank everyone that is in chat, whether you are a URL or IRL fan, whether you found us via Brothertiger server or you are a Hot Takes Day 1. Thank you for being here. If you like the show, please post about it. Please invite your friends. Please donate. Please join our server and check out our Spotify playlists. So I know Spotify. I'm working on migrating those, but right now they're all on Spotify and they're all curated by actual human beings. So thank you guys very much for tuning in tonight. Same time, same place in 2 weeks. That's February the 9th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Guess who we're having on the show? Roge Corp hasn't had an episode yet. He may be a co-host, but he hasn't had his 2 hours of fame. So Roge Corp is going to be interviewed by Luxury Elite and myself at long last. It should have happened long ago. At 8 p.m. Eastern, February 9th. So thank you guys very, very much for joining tonight. And please join us again in the very near future. Good night.
continue with.